Now, we all hope for a Majestic season when we load up a new save in FM, but can this one in particular deliver on that promise? Let's take a look. This one is called Majestic. Simple and straight to the point. The description says a treble winning tactic with few instructions. It worked really well both offensively and defensively. They did take AC Milan all the way to the top of the Serie A, Champions League winners, and Italian Cup winners. So they got the treble right there. So for them, it worked great. But how did it work for our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town? Well, let's dive into the Premier League and see. Unfortunately, it didn't do all that well. Fourth place for Aston Villa is actually not bad. 79 points, 89 goals. But Liverpool in fifth, it definitely did not work there. Something definitely happened. But we are going to start off with Aston Villa since they are up in the table. They lose out in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals 2-4 to, well, Liverpool. But they got to the FA Cup final, beating Southampton 2-2 in penalties, getting through Ipswich along the way. And they make it all the way to the Conference League final, beating FC20 2-0. 2-0, 20. Huh. So overall, 2 trophies is phenomenal. They get Champions League next season. Quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, not a bad season at all. Squad-wise, they have plenty of green to boast about, which is great to see for Aston Villa. 33 goals for Ollie Watkins, 24 for Zaniolo, Ramsey with 22. That's a nice spread. 12 assists from Moreno and Luis. And then average rating Jacob Ramsey with a 7.34. Now on to Liverpool. We saw them beat Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. They then get to the semifinals against Ipswich Town, absolutely crush them, absolutely thrashing them. They get to the Carabao Cup final 4-1 against Manchester City. That is nice. Unfortunately, the FA Cup quarters is where they bow out in extra time against Nottingham Forest. But a very perfect run, only conceding 2 goals in the entirety of the Europa League, getting to the final and beating Brighton 3-0, beating AC Milan along the way. So overall, another 2 trophies, phenomenal. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, not bad, I guess, but 5th place, that is where it hurts. Squad-wise, they've got some green, but not as much as we'd like to see. 19 goals for Salah. McAllister gets 17, 15 for Nunez, assists 17 for Trent, 15 for Robertson, and then average rating Salah with a 7.28. Data hub for Aston Villa. Goals just aren't there attacking-wise on the other side. Not bad at all. Defensively, doesn't look anything better than usual. 2.34 goals per game, 1.26 conceded, 1.18 XG against. Liverpool really struggling on the attacking side. No, not the goals aren't there. The non-penalty expected goals aren't there fully, at least. Defensively, they're about average. They're pretty good. 1.95 goals per game is really low for them. 0.87 conceded, 0.88 XG against. Premier League stats. Aston Villa with 2.08 points per game, 1.95 for Liverpool. Interesting. Most goals, Aston Villa only making 2nd place with 89. Liverpool only getting 6th with 74. Fewer shots against Liverpool in 2nd with 258, though. Aston Villa in 6th with 362. Most possession in 4th for Liverpool, 56%, 54 for Aston Villa. Best pass completion, Aston Villa making the list with 87. And then most shots for Liverpool with 616 and 601 for Aston Villa. Now, I'm not going to say that this is what killed Liverpool, but Darwin Nunez out for 5 to 7 months. Damage the cruciate ligaments, that hurts. That hurt them a lot with the goals. But now, how did our championship side of Ipswich Town fare with this tactic? Well, 2nd place. I am not going to shake a stick at it. 2 points down from Norwich. As I usually say, if you take control of this yourself, you could probably do a better job. Get those 2 to 3 points. I definitely think it worked for Ipswich Town a lot better than it worked for the Premier League teams, though. And as we already know, they drop out in the semifinals of the Carabao Cup to Liverpool and in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup to Aston Villa. So overall, this is definitely a good season. If you take out Liverpool and Aston Villa from the equation using the exact same tactic, I think they would have done a fantastic job in all of this. Squad-wise, only 4 in the green. That is just really disheartening to see. But George Hurst gets 19 goals, Wes Burns with 11. Leif Davis sticks around this time, 15 assists, 12 for Wes Burns. And then average rating Leif Davis with a 7.18. Championship stats, 2.13 points per game in 2nd place. Most goals in 2nd with only 94, drawing with Southampton. Fewest shots against in 2nd with 346. Most possession in 3rd with 57%, and most shots for in 1st with 732. But now let's dive into this Majestic 4-2-3-1 and take a deeper look. Sweeper, keeper, and defend is where we start. Fullbacks on the left and the right in attack. Ball playing defenders in the central spots. 2 DMs in support. 2 inside forwards, in support, tackle harder. They don't have any marking instructions, attacking midfielder in attack in the central spot, and an advanced forward in attack up front. There is almost nothing here in terms of the overall instructions. Interesting. Attacking mentality, though. In possession, attacking width is fairly wide. Play out of defense. Mixed crosses. Standard passing directness. Tempo is slightly higher. In transition, counter press, counter, and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a standard defensive line, trigger press more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. So overall, how did it do for our three teams? Well, Ipswich doing the best out of the bunch. 98 points, getting to the Premier League in automatic promotions, don't have to go through the playoffs. That's pretty nice. Unfortunately for Liverpool and Aston Villa, not doing all that great. 4th and 5th. I mean, Aston Villa in 4th place is pretty nice. 79 points is not all that much higher than usual. 74 for Liverpool, though. Something definitely happened. Nunez could have been it. 5 to 7 months hurts when it's one of your supposedly leading strikers, but in this case, you definitely need to do something to kind of replace that, and I'm not sure the Liverpool here did. But again, this is just a holiday sim. I'm doing absolutely nothing, so I definitely think you could take control of this and do a much better job. It seems like a very standard 4-2-3-1 with very limited instructions there on the team-wise, but check it out. Add things to it, subtract things from it as you see fit and as your players fit into certain positions and all that. And I think you could do somewhat well. But if you try this on your own, let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. But here, it was a mixed bag. That's it for me, though. Seffian FM for the Football Manager blog channel saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.